Hey guys, this is Vo. So I just bought these. They're Defenders of the Earth action figures made by NECA. And if you know anything about NECA, they make collectors toys basically, and the prices are not cheap. I mean, these are 30 bucks each, which mean I paid 60 for this. And the first wave also include Flash Gordon, which was also $30. So if you want the whole first wave set, it's going to set you back $90. So it's not cheap. But if you're a collector, I think you're just used to that pricing because NECA about a year ago, their prices were about $26 for the same figures, and then a year later, they with inflation and stuff, with COVID probably, they bump up the price to $30 all across the board, which means that all their 7-inch figures are about 30 bucks, and the even the bigger ones, such as the Fawn that was reissued, was $35. So it's gone up quite a bit in the past year or so. All right, let's take a look at the back of the package. So this is going to be a kind of like a wave 2. So wave 2, you can see you're going to get Mandrake the Magician, Lothar, and I guess those are the only two other figures that's not seen in this first release. Now I got these yesterday, and they were putting them out on the shelf when I was out shopping, which means that you're probably going to see it this week if your Walmart gets NECA toys. Some Walmart don't get collector's toys at all, so you might not see these at all. Or you can also check with Target, which also has a dedicated NECA toy section by the Funko. And usually they're pretty good about stocking a lot of their toys. Alright, so what's really interesting about this is they credits the sculptor, the developer, the fabrication, the paint people, the prototypes, and the illustration. So they NECA actually kind of approaches as kind of well, the funny thing with credits is in the old days, people never got credit for their work, and then I think Stan Lee wanted to kind of bring that movie, because if you watch a movie, you see directed by, written by, all the credits. So he kind of wanted to bring that into his comics, and then so all the Marvel comics had a standard of, the writer, artist, colorist, and so forth, and of course, it kind of became standard all across the comic industry. But even before that, you really never knew who the colorist or who the sculptor were on a action figure, really. And I've seen it done before, but I feel this is the first time that I've really seen it in such a mass release such as this figure. Now, let's take a look at the Phantom's credits here. So I believe Randy Falk development. Now, if that Falk name sounded familiar to you, Lee Falk is the a creator of Mandrake and the Phantom. So maybe he's a relative. I didn't do my research, sorry, but just based on the last name, I can tell you that he's probably related to Lee Falk, who created the Phantom, which kind of makes sense if that's what they're bringing this toy line. What else? Yeah, so I'm really excited about the Phantom, actually. The Phantom, Mandrake, and Flash Gordon were basically characters that predated Superman. So these were before Superman, and which is saying a lot because obviously they're not as popular as Batman or Superman, but they definitely kind of has a nice credit because they're the before Superman. They were really created before all that stuff, and yeah, the first time I heard about Defenders of the Earth, actually, or actually these type of characters, is that in 1986 they had a TV show, a cartoon show called Defenders of the Earth, and it was kind of like a super group of all the greatest, or you know, at the time they were all owned by King Features, and King Feature brought all these characters together, kind of like a super group. So you got Flash Gordon, the Phantom, and Mandrake. And I didn't really talk about Lothar because Lothar was really Mandrake's bodyguard. But for this Defenders of the Earth, they kind of made him his own kind of bill, you know. Right, let's talk about accessories. So the Phantom comes with Zephyr, or Zuffy, and he is holding a translucent crystal that is unique to the Phantom figure. The Phantom also comes with a pair of alternative hands. I've actually removed these. These came in the figure, and as you can see, based on just removing his hand, I scraped off the paint, the flesh colored paint. I don't understand why NECA doesn't cast the flesh colored hand in flesh colored plastic. Then they can save themselves some paint. But this is a NECA thing. They basically, since the figure is purple, they cast everything in purple, and including his hand, and then they paint his hand where it's flesh color. So as you can see, the paint scraped off when I pulled off his hand off of the his figure, and you could also see the plastic inside because they didn't bother to paint inside. This one they tried to do it, and then it just got, I think it's just over, if you just move them back and forth, you just scrape off the paint. So the paint is not great. But you can see from the hand, you can see his ring here. So this hand here has a hole where its ring should be, and that's actually because they want you to use a blast effects on these hands. The blast effects and the pistol here are reused for Ming, but we'll get to Ming's accessories in a second. With Ming, he gets a nice staff, very detailed and partially translucent. Very nice detail on the head. He also gets a saber. So that's, and check out the tip of the sword. There's a red spot on there, like a diamond, a red diamond on it. So as for the Phantom, he has all the articulation as you normally find in like a Marvel Classic or Marvel Legends or just a standard action figure. You get a lot of articulation. His head, his arms. I mean, they're very nice. The thing I will say about NECA figures is, and I've complained about this before, is that they make great figures, but they're not meant to be played with. So their joints are often very stiff, and that's because of the paint that they're using. You have to. I had to like bend his knee a few times just to get it to do it. It's double jointed on his elbow and knee, and he has a cut on his boot, and he has the toes. I believe he's using the Flash Gordon body, but they just painted it purple here. As for the head, you can see like a 2 o'clock shadow. Really nice head sculpt. He does have really nice a ring, and also a ring here. This belt is very detailed. I kind of wish his pants were colored accordingly with these stripes. But yeah, purple Phantom. Billy Zane played him in the movie. Okay, let's talk about Ming. Ming the Merciless. Now, this figure is absolutely amazing. Just look at the various paint scheme: red, green, blue, gold, uh, dark red. His cape. This figure is highly detailed, and okay, Ming looks absolutely terrifying, and I mean the details just on his head alone is pretty amazing. Um, I feel $30 actually it's worth it for this figure just because of all the paint they're using. This cape is two-sided color, and it has a kind of like a metal wiring. I think overall, if you were to get one figure, get the Ming figure. Although the Phantom is such a great character, and Flash Gordon is an iconic character, Ming really, they really put the best in Ming. I didn't pick up Flash Gordon, but I probably will now that I have these figures in hand. Okay, so here are these figures scaled to a Krang. As you can see, Krang is much bigger because of the android body. Here is with Death's Head. This is a Marvel Legends Death Head, but Death Head's a little larger because this is the big build. A standard Marvel Legends figure will be about the same size as the 7-inch, or maybe a little bit shorter. Here they are next to a Negative Zone Spider-Man. As you can see, Spider-Man is much smaller, but it kind of scales correctly because Spider-Man, Peter Parker, has been traditionally a smaller figure. Okay, so here they are next to a Leonard Toys, a $10 Predator figure, and obviously they're the same size, 7 inches, so they do scale well together. And you can probably play around with Marvel Legends as well. I think it fits with that scale. Alright, so in conclusion, these are very highly detailed action figure meant for the collector market and not meant for kids at all. Kids would not know who the Phantom is. They wouldn't know who Ming is, but these are just amazing for collectors. Unfortunately, they are also priced at $30 each, which is very expensive, personally speaking. So if you want the whole first wave set, it's going to cost you $90 basically, almost $100 to get all three, Flash Gordon, the Phantom, and Ming. I only did 2, but I might go back and get Flash just to complete this this run, this set. If I don't find them, I'm not going to be heartbroken about it. Here they are next to a Leonard Toys $10 Predator figure. Whoops,